If you believe this, and especially this, there's a chance you're going to be shocked when the full autopsy for Riley Strain is released. In fact, a private investigator hired by the family goes as far as to call these reports lies. Specifically, he says what's being reported about the toxicology report, that there were no drugs in his system and no reason to suspect foul play, is not what's in the actual report. All this investigation and the reporting on it has taken a wild and ugly turn, and all I can say is believe nothing until you see the receipts with your own eyeballs. That's kind of been our mantra ever since Riley went missing in downtown Nashville on March 8th. Pump the brakes before buying into any conspiracy theory, law enforcement theory, or even the family's theories. The autopsy and toxicology reports will tell all, and many thought they did last week. I'm going to go sort of chronologically here and introduce all of the key players. Tap subscribe if you appreciate our patient approach to reporting on this story. And please continue to keep Riley's parents and family in mind this spring and summer. No matter the cause of death, the pain is not going to go away. On June 6th, Nashville News Channel 5 reporter Nick Barris reported Riley Strain's cause of death was accidental drowning, and there was no sign he was the victim of a crime. The nut of the article is this section, quote, News Channel 5 has learned toxicology is now back, and to go with the completed autopsy, all indications are what happened was an accidental death and drowning. The problem is, there's no source for any of this information. The only person actually quoted in the article is another News Channel 5 reporter, a legal analyst named Nick Leonardo. That's a big problem for this guy. Steve Fisher, who identifies as a missing persons private investigator and says he's been retained by the family of Riley Strain to investigate. The two important parts of his response are, 1, I can tell you that neither I nor the family has heard anything from the medical examiner's office. We are waiting just like anyone else. And 2, Nick Barris may very well have a source inside the medical examiner's office, and I am not disputing his reporting. However, neither I nor the family has a source, and we have not seen anything official or heard from anyone at the medical examiner's office. Fisher kind of laid low in the days that followed that tweet. In the meantime, another private investigator named Jennifer Coffindaffer came in with this tweet. It says the full autopsy has been released, and there were no drugs in Riley's system. That's when the path through these woods split wide open. Fisher and Coffindaffer don't seem to like one another, to put it mildly. 7 hours after her tweet, Fisher wrote that he talked to the medical examiner and nothing has been released. Quote, the tweet from Coffindaffer is completely wrong. At about 10 p.m. on Monday night, it got personal when Fisher wrote that, quote, Coffindaffer is literally the joke amongst law enforcement. He also called her a tabloid commentator and so on. In that tweet, he included a screenshot of an email exchange from Monday that finds Detective Anthony Chandler saying he'd not yet seen the full autopsy. Quote, I know that some that typically do this are putting out what they think and then claim they have a source. That quote does seem to conflict with Coffindaffer, who says that law enforcement, or LE, have seen the autopsy and released a statement. A few hours later, Fisher tweeted out a redacted screenshot of what looks like toxicology results for Riley Strain, saying what Coffindaffer is saying about the results is not what's in the results. That tweet was later deleted, but in a follow-up, Fisher says he's not going to say anything further until it's all released. Quote, trust me, Jennifer is lying. I'm always real suspicious of the person who's name-calling or trying really aggressively to have their voice heard, but both Coffindaffer and Nick Barris's reporting lack proper sourcing. So, who do we believe? No one. Wait, everyone is in agreement that the full autopsy is going to be released to the public either this week or next week. The family has also ordered a second autopsy, so it's quite likely we'll get some clear answers to questions like, was Riley Strain drugged? And did Riley Strain really just fall into the Cumberland River? We may never find out things like why he lost his pants and why his friends chose not to leave the bar with him. A lot of what's been on television has been fear-mongering, and Twitter's really no better. That sentiment is echoed by this person who says she's friends with Riley. Quote, seeing these claims about his toxicology and autopsy results and having to find out that they aren't even true is hurtful to me and so many others. Let's be real clear here. We don't know that they're not true, we just know that they're not verifiable. Through it all, Coffin Daffer is standing by her story. What's notable about all of this is not who reported on the story, but who didn't. The Tennessean didn't pick it up, and neither did many other legitimate national news outlets who have covered the story pretty heavily from day one. That's a signal that there's a problem with what's being reported as true. I hope you found our reporting to be consistent and patient, not provocative. Feel free to comment in the comment section below. I'm Bailey Dukes with Taste of Country. Thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing.